What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 10 of the Sensible Solutions Coaching Podcast. With you, as always, is Austin Stout, myself, Trey Bruffy, Jeffrey Sue, and Eric Alper. We're going to dive into sleep today, but let's just first see how everybody's last few weeks have been. Let's start with Eric.
Last few weeks been good actually. We were just at New England's NPC bodybuilding show on Saturday. We had a booth for the first time as First Call of Fitness, so that was fun. Hung out for the day, talked to people, watched the show. We didn't have anyone in the show, but a lot of friends, so it was cool to see them all up there, and of course, take some pictures with Jay. I got the Cutler shirt on. So yeah, that was a good couple of weeks. That was probably one of the highlights. Yeah. How
Yeah.
about you guys?
Jeff,
Oh, you want to go next? Okay. Yeah.
similar highlight.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this past weekend was pretty good. As Eric said, we
Mhm.
definitely spent some time with some friends. Sunday, we all got together to train legs. Then we went to a
Yeah.
Korean barbecue spot afterwards where I spilled sauce all over my feet because the table was just like way too crowded. I had two like bowls of sauce on my thighs. And then I don't know, I shifted or something and both of them just fell on the floor.
You can hear everyone was taking stories and stuff of the table, and you can hear him doing his. Like, I got the sauce on my legs. Ah! Fell and hit the ground.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, the last couple of weeks, because yeah, I mean, we only record once a month, so I mean, this month in general has been just really, really busy with running meta ads because I'm doing a lot of advertising now and just going through leads. Like you have like 104 people in your DMs, you might set up like 15 calls. Out of those 15 calls, you might have seven people who show up, and you might sign like two people out of there. So it's just like very, very humbling for me because I've always relied on referrals. But when you open up that cold lead market, nobody knows you, nobody trusts you, nobody wants to give you any money. Like no matter how smart you sound, and sometimes I found that like the smarter you sound, the more you turn people off. Um, so that it's been a very humbling learning experience for me business wise. I don't know. I'm going to Foxwoods. I plan a trip to Foxwoods to go watch some sumo wrestling and having some sushi. So
Sick.
that'll be good.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah,
guys don't
yeah,
gamble though, right?
that's
Like, you're not going to gamble.
nah. I probably won't gamble. You saw how I played blackjack, man, when we were at
I had to twist your arm so
the
bad to
Rhode
do one
Island
hand of
show. No,
blackjack.
yeah. So yeah, that's life in a nutshell.
The cold lead thing's interesting because that you done it for so long, and then they don't know who you are, and you're
No.
almost like your natural reaction's kind of like mildly insulted almost. You're like, really? Seriously?
Do you know who I am? Like, don't
Like,
you know what I could do for
what do
you?
you honestly like? You don't know at all?
Like, no, we don't
Like,
care.
no, never heard of you. Like, okay.
Some of the DMs are angry too because people click on the ad by mistake. So they just fat finger it and they're like, why the fuck are you messaging me? Like, die, like, go away.
Yep. Yep.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's funny.
Trey, what about you?
Same stuff, different week. Business is steady. Got back into training last week. So staying consistent with that. Back to eating somewhat.
Oh, cool. Were you
The
taking a break from training?
Dude, I haven't trained for years.
Mm.
I think the most
I think you said that
consistent
before,
was,
actually. Now that you say it again, yeah.
yeah, probably like consistently like 3 weeks out of my last show, and that was what, March of 2020.
Wow.
Oh
Okay, so
wow.
you're,
Yeah.
it's been a while. Are
Yeah,
you
like in
liking it?
terms
You
of like
feeling good?
truly consistent eating, doing things. So
You
yeah,
feeling
I've been
good?
hit through a week. I'm sore as hell, dude.
We
Sore
had a
as
great conversation about this actually at dinner the other night because there was some people that are just getting into it, and he was like, "Why do you guys do legs on a Sunday? Like, doesn't it ruin your Monday? Aren't you super sore?" And I was kind of explaining it's like it's not like I really get sore anymore. It's kind of like I just feel like I hit my legs where
yeah.
it's different than what you feel,
Yeah.
this guy, but now you're going back to that
Yeah, because I'm
newbie
doing full
performance.
body Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah,
So I'm hitting legs every day.
and you probably
My
feel it.
problem is mentally, I can push farther, but my body literally will not function. And
Yeah.
I'm sore by the evening. I feel like utter like shit by the
Wow,
evening.
just a couple hours.
Yeah,
And
because
you're
I
getting
haven't done anything, dude. I mean, I hand
Yeah.
weights to clients and stuff, but in terms of actually pushing myself, I mean, I would train like once a week with Austin for a while, and then I stopped for probably, geez, almost a year now.
Mm,
Yeah.
Um, and now back in it. But yeah, I'm definitely like super sore, but it's only all I'm doing is like one or two top sets of each body part, and
yeah.
then we'll see. It's definitely been like super humbling,
Yeah.
like in general, especially for like all the pressing movements. It's super humbling. Like
Oh,
I
that
was
always
struggling
is
with
the yeah.
45-pound dumbbells. Like felt like a
What's
uber bitch doing it.
Ian Valier, the bodybuilder? You guys familiar
Yeah.
with him?
Yeah.
He retired, right? Like
Yeah.
whatever, a couple years ago or something. And I think he really like started to lean into other stuff. I think he was getting into like track and field or something. And then I saw all of a sudden he started posting he was training again. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then I saw him on a podcast, and he said that what happened was he took all this time away from lifting, and then he went back in there and he grabbed the 100-pound dumbbells and he couldn't overhead press them, and he went home and cried. And he was like,
Yeah, I'm
"This
in
is
my
never
private
happening
gym, so it doesn't really
again."
matter to me. But we'll see, dude. I mean, I'm back taking my TRT and actually doing stuff, so it's really just to take care of myself at this point.
Oh yeah,
I'll never get back on stage.
no,
There's
no, no reason to, man. Why?
no,
Like, yeah,
no. What
okay,
place dead last at a rinky dink show? I mean, it's gonna be no fun doing that. So
yeah,
Fair.
no, that's about it.
good. Austin, how you
Yeah.
doing?
You're not missing anything.
Yeah,
Um, last month was October, been pretty decent. I feel like things picked up a little bit. I'm not sure why exactly, but just things have picked up. One thing I noticed, interestingly enough, is kind of like similar to your conversation, Jeff, is actually where I was getting leads from.
Mm.
I actually put a which this really kind of surprised me, to be honest. I actually had my website guy. I don't do a ton with the website, but I had him add a spot on there where you can basically just inquire through there, which is like a pretty standard thing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got like a dozen inquiries through the website link. And I'm like, I was kind of shocked because I really, we don't really, it's not something that we leverage a ton,
Mm.
right? That in our space, I don't think a lot of people leverage it that much. Um, People have them, like they use them for various things, but not all of them led to anything necessarily. A couple of them were like consultations, read labs, and stuff like that. But like, cool, you know?
Yeah, that's great.
So, I mean,
nice.
something different. So I figured, so I actually went into my link tree and changed how to refer,
Yeah.
wire with me. I'm like, I'll put that shit in there,
Yeah.
or whatever. So, but yeah, outside of that, we've been really busy with like family activities and stuff too. And it's always real busy in the fall time. But I have a few people competing still, so I've got, a couple like weekend things left over still coming up, and then it'll be, holiday, all that jazz.
Yeah,
So
holidays coming up.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Oh, I forgot to when I was recapping. I forgot I had a client do his first natural show. That was great. He won true novice and second in open in an OCB show in bodybuilding. That was cool.
mm,
And in a couple weeks I got a men's physique guy doing Easterns, so that'll be fun.
nice.
Gonna go down to Jersey for that.
I've got a OCB guy coming up in a few weeks as well.
Cool. What show?
Um, Midwest states, I believe it's Illinois. I had to
Oh, okay.
double check. Yeah.
Illinois, and you're in Ohio, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So he's a longtime client doing his first show that he's done with me. So that's cool. Someone that's been working with me like 2 or 3 years,
Yeah, that's rad. That's exciting.
people that actually put in work and for long periods of time.
Oh, hey, what's that like?
Yeah. Right.
What
But
do you have blue light glasses? Is that what you're wearing?
yeah, I don't normally put them on this early, to be honest with you, but it's like the light. I just had like a low grade headache earlier and staring at the
Mm.
screen for a while. I was like, I'll throw them on early, which is
Did
a
it help?
great segue into our topic.
Which
That was not
is
intentional. Sleep. Um,
so you put
but
them
we
on before you go to
go to sleep, right?
sleep?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which this is actually, it's funny because we're going to talk about sleep. This is actually one of the things that I have religiously stuck to forever, and I will keep doing it because like there's so many things that people want to do to create a sleep routine, and there's like you could be a lot of complexity in there. I'm pretty busy. I mean, you guys are busy. I like things that don't take any time, right? Doesn't take me any time to put my blue light blockers on. So, like things that don't really require setting aside a specific routine is, I'll take those at this point.
Yeah, that's easy.
um,
Have you noticed a difference? I've never done it. I've never used them. You
Huge.
too, Trey?
yeah,
I have the same
they're
pair. I've had the same ones for
raw optics
when
ones.
did they come out, dude? It was
Uh, raw optics probably started around,
was it
I'd have to
2018?
say like 18 maybe.
Yeah, so I've had them. I have a
Ish.
daytime and then a nighttime pair. They're all the I don't know if yours are the same ones. Mine are the same ones from 18, and the sides are all raggedy because I sleep in them. And I
You
put them
sleep in
on.
I'll
them?
sleep in them, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't like any light. So like we'll dive into it more, but as soon as I put them on, I am
You
zonked.
get
It's
tired.
within minutes I start falling asleep.
Mm. Have you guys
They
ever done sleep studies?
Yeah.
do.
You have?
Yeah. I have sleep
Yeah.
apnea. I just don't use my machine.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
I was. This question was sleep study. Austin, have you done a sleep study before?
Have I so
Yeah.
I had an at-home unit. I did a sleep study in 2000, probably 20, I guess. I'm gonna
Mm.
guess it was around there.
Yeah.
Um, I had very mild apnea at the time. That's what, you know, that's what the results said. For
Yeah.
me though, mine was mainly if I can nasal breathe.
Mm.
I don't really have a lot of obstruction, so I don't really require CPAP. So
Mm.
basically, I remedy that by just mouth taping.
Oh, so you mouth tape before you go to
So
bed?
I've been mouth taping before mouth taping was like a biohacker thing where people were like,
Wow.
ooh, mouth tape. But that's the thing is like a lot of that stuff, the blue light blockers and the mouth tape. I mean, I was already doing that stuff, 5, 6 years ago. Those are two things that I religiously stick to. So even when I travel, I have like a little tiny tin that'll have extra strips in it. I throw my glasses in the bag. I figure if I can just replicate those two things, it's I mean,
Do you do a nose
fairly
strip or
consistent.
just or
I
just
don't
a
do
nose?
it, I've done the nasal strips. I don't really get a ton from it, but I've never
Mm.
done like the fancy like magnetized ones that I know really open up.
Those look very interesting. I've been thinking about getting them because I use a nose strip every night when I sleep.
That might, the magnetized ones seem to be pretty aggressive,
Yeah,
but
you can like see it pull open.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
But
Um,
but this company, Raw Optics, RA Optics, probably one of the best in the business. I mean, I'm sure there's some other good ones now, but they've done a lot of tests showing that it actually blocks full spectrum of harmful wavelengths. So it's not just red lenses in a pair of plastic frames. Um, so they do make a difference. Like Trey said that. I mean, that's my experience with them is basically if I put them on, I start to get tired, which good thing we're talking right now. So I'm gonna sit here and fall asleep.
really, you can actually physically feel it.
If
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
been my experience is you definitely notice a difference because I think that a lot of it has to do with obviously your melatonin production's going up too, but your nervous system is just calming down so much when it's not getting hit with all the LEDs and stuff that we're exposed to. Um, Michelle actually, this wasn't something I had really requested, but she actually started she changed out a lot of bulbs in our house for incandescence, like, old school
Hmm.
incandescence.
Hmm.
I don't get headaches and shit. Like my eyes don't burn by the end of the day because it's not. You ever go into those in like commercial type buildings and stuff? Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that's what your house is, right? It's like the
Hmm.
same kind of thing. So we swapped out a lot of them for incandescents, except for a few bulbs. And again, that's easy stuff that
Cool.
you can do.
So Trey, if you have sleep apnea, why don't you use your CPAP?
Dude, it doesn't work. Like, so here's what it is. I have actually have narcolepsy as well. So like I fall asleep.
What?
Yeah. So for me, how I manage it is I have to stay under a certain body weight, and that's why giving up bodybuilding was so easy. Is
Wow.
because if I get over around 200 to 205, it comes back. And then I start to notice I'm falling asleep all the
Wow.
time.
Yeah.
And so with my machine, I still have it, but the machine was like maxed out.
Yeah.
Like for the pressure, I think what pressure goes up to 20 or whatever. And it still wasn't doing a good enough job for me to not have all the disturbances. The other thing is in the middle of the night, I would take off my mask and not even realize it. I'd wake up and it's off. And I've done mouth, I've done nasal, I've done full face, and it went nowhere.
Hmm.
That for me, the biggest thing is if I stay below weight, I'm fine. I've done the deviated septum surgery and all the surgeries, nasal surgeries that help with nasal breathing. It didn't do diddly for me, at least.
I had the surgery too.
Yeah, it didn't
Yeah.
help at all.
Really?
And that's,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what made me go testing for sleep apnea again, because I had done the at-home study and just showed, I think, like low oxygen. And then when I did the actual go to the facility place, it was beyond severe sleep apnea. Like when you compared my machine at max pressure, my dad's over at the time was well over 300 pounds, and his pressure was like a 2 or a 3.
Mm.
It wasn't matching up. Um, but for whatever reason, just air does not get through. Is that my vocal cords are so big? Maybe they think the excessive PD abuse at 19 and 20 didn't help. Um,
It changed the structure of your
yeah.
airway.
Well, it's the vocal cords.
Yeah. So like as soon as I saw
Whoa.
my sleep doctor, he said open your mouth. He just heard me talk and he's like, dude, there's no way you don't have sleep. And this foreign, I think it's like an Indian dude. And he looked in there, he's like, dude, I don't even need to do a study. You have sleep apnea, but we need to
Wow.
do one legally to get you a machine. Um,
You ever notice people's voices get deeper
yeah.
when they take
Well,
androgens?
well, for
Not
sure. Yeah.
everyone, but some people. Like obviously
My
we know that women virilize, but we also but like men, if
Yeah.
you listen over time,
Oh, it does. Yeah.
their
Yeah.
voices will change too.
Yeah. I saw a friend I hadn't seen in a while, since I started, and he was like, "Your voice got lower," and I was like, "Hmm." Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fun.
But yeah, I also have sleep apnea, and I've had it my whole life, but it's gotten worse since getting bigger.
Yeah.
And same as you, man, I had a machine in like 2016, I think, and I would try to sleep with it, and I'd wake up with it off.
Yep.
So I was just pulling it off, in my sleep. But I just did another round of testing, and I have another machine coming, and I'm really hoping that I can just start getting like some good sleep with it, and it'll be easier this time around. But gonna find out soon,
It's
because
hard. They're just
yeah,
uncomfortable, dude. Like I would
yeah.
have to like tighten mine as hard as humanly possible in
Mm,
hopes I wouldn't take it off, but I'd still wake up and the damn mask would be off or be
yeah.
hanging off my face or I
Well,
wouldn't
you
even
gotta.
wear it.
But what gives me some hope is I have another friend, Josh. Jeff, you were there when we were talking to him about
Mm.
this. He's
Yeah.
he's a bodybuilder, big guy, and we were talking about this, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I have sleep apnea." He's like, "I got a machine," and I was like, "How was it sleeping with it?" Because blah blah blah. I had a hard time. He's like, "Dude, first night, I slept like a baby, and like I never want to sleep without it." And I was like, "All right, maybe maybe it'll be better
Yeah.
this time around."
That's some people's experience though, you
Hmm.
know? Like
Yeah.
some people have that experience and other people like I tried to sleep with one for a while. I did it, and
Oh, you had
I
one too?
hated it. I
Yeah,
just like I hated it. And people like you just have to get the right mask. I said, okay, fine.
yeah, yeah.
So, you know, trying different masks. And the thing is, I went and like shave all my facial hair off,
Yeah,
make sure everything's sealed,
yeah,
whatever, whatever. Just couldn't. And then I thought, okay, well, mine's not that bad. A lot of it is better if I nasal breathe. So when I started doing the mouth tape, it was enough. Again,
yeah.
like I'm not saying it's not perfect, but we'll put it this way. If I mouth tape, I snore zero, none,
Right.
Yeah.
which generally is a correlation.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Because I snore, and I'll stop breathing. People listening that don't know, sleep apnea is when you have obstructed breathing while you're sleeping. and it can be really deadly and dangerous. It spikes your blood pressure basically all night. Um, yeah, I think any partner I've ever had has been like, you stop breathing, right? I'm like, yeah, I know.
He's like choke.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
basically choking.
Yep.
I'm with
But
you
Jeff,
guys. I
chime
don't have
in,
the
yeah,
please.
CPAP
you think
yet.
you have it too, right, Jeff?
Oh, I definitely do. I
Yeah.
actually need to get a sleep study done so I can get a CPAP. Um, but yeah, that's something I got to get on because I know I've seen my hematocrit go up. It's
Well, this
probably
doesn't tell you. Was that? That's how I knew mine was coming back. Like the only time I ever had normal blood viscosity is I got down in weight. Diet was absolute dog shit, but blood viscosity was perfect. Now
exactly.
that I've started gaining weight back, dude, my RBCs, hematocrit, and everything is through the freaking roof. They want me to do
My crit's
phlebotomies and
always
everything.
it's always
Yeah.
high. My hair crit's
Yeah.
always high.
I was
The
like,
other
give me 6
sign,
weeks and I'll
Mm.
get it fixed.
the other sign too is if you find yourself getting up and going to the bathroom a lot during the night, that's because you're just naturally like just waking up. You're probably like choking, you don't know it, and then it wakes you up, and then you end up, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then you go back to bed. I've had some nights of sleep where like I'm getting up like 5, 6 times in the course of like
That many
going to sleep.
times?
Huh?
Wow. I said,
Like
wow, that many times.
outside of prep too. It's not like
Yeah, outside. This is outside of
your
prep.
nervous system's all wonky, just in a regular scenario.
Like
Yeah,
last night, I got up probably 4 or 5 times. It's getting bad because my weight's gotten up more. Since I've recovered from my other health issues, and I'm kind of gaining weight again, and now I got this issue. So
is there a normal amount of times to wake up? Because I mean, I usually get up once or twice to pee.
maybe once or twice, I think.
That's a good question. I think that, I mean, zero is ideal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but how, I mean, if you're hydrated, is it like
Um,
eight
well,
hours of,
I've always
It
said this
depends
to
on what
people
the wake
though.
up is. Like we
mm,
talked about this Tuesday, didn't we, Austin?
Yeah, it's like, why are you waking up? But it's kind of like the way I think about it is you don't wake up to pee, you pee because you woke up.
Correct.
Like, for example,
mm.
does that
The
make sense? Like,
sensation of having to pee isn't enough to pull you out of
because
sleep?
no, because I mean, if everything's going really well, I have been able for periods of time, especially if I'm not too heavy or I'm not too sucked down, like prep,
Yeah.
I'll sleep all the way through the night and I wake up and I'm like, I'm gonna piss my pants like right because my bladder is full, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I think when you wake up, there's different things to consider. It's like, well, what are you feeling when you wake up? If you're waking up super hungry or alert or anxious or something like that, that might be more blood glucose dysregulation. That's more of like a stress thing. That's like adrenal
Yep.
related, maybe you're going hypo while you're sleeping. So I think that if you're waking up and you kind of just roll back over and go to sleep or you pee and you go right back to sleep, eh, maybe that's not as much of a stress driven issue,
Mm.
right? So it's different. Like it sounds like for you, it's like you wake up, you probably go to the bathroom, you probably pass back out.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm not up for any extended period of time.
Right.
Yeah.
So, for some people, you know how it is, and it's like I don't know if you've ever experienced this in prep, but you know, if your adrenals are shot, it's you can wake up and you're tired, but you can't fall back to sleep or, whatever,
Oh
whatever.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I think that you pay attention to the reason that you're waking up. So when people tell me like, well, my sleep is poor, I wake up a lot during the night. I said, well, what do you feel when you wake up?
Mm.
Like, what are you experiencing? Because that usually tells us why it's happening. Like in Jeff's case, it sounds like he probably has some sleep apnea,
Yeah.
maybe, right? Potentially. Um,
Do you fall back to sleep after you wake up, Jeff? All the
yeah, I fall
time?
back to sleep pretty easily. I just like sleepwalk to the bathroom, do my thing, and then come back. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
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 So that's kind of important to remember, which is a good good segue because then I get this question, well, how do I fix that? How do I fix it's like, well,
Mm.
that's you're not nothing you do before bed is probably going to directly fix that because
No, no.
circadian rhythm is the totality of everything.
Yes.
It's the whole day, plus it's also just cumulative stress over time,
Yeah.
right? So that's such a hard thing to answer because they're like, well, I wear my blue light blockers before bed, or I journal, or I meditate, or I calm down, or I light candles, but it's still I can't sleep. My
Yeah.
sleep quality is still trash.
Yeah.
But that's because all of those things are only accounting for a small percentage of the sleep quality. It's like so much of your whole day.
Right. Yeah, I like
Um,
to say that sleep is like the grand finale, and then you're building momentum to that throughout the day upon waking.
It's a good way to
you
think of it.
you look at like if you look at circadian pattern, so many things are on that spectrum of circadian pattern too, like hunger.
Mhm.
We know that as bodybuilders, like if you eat at the same time every day, if you eat at 9 a.m. and you skip your 9 a.m. meal, you're still going to get hungry at 9 a.m.,
Mhm.
right? You're still getting a ghrelin response.
Mhm.
So the inhibitory neurochemistry is very similar. If you're used to going to bed at 10 o'clock, and then let's say you have to stay up late for whatever reason, like, oh, I'm still tired at 10 o'clock. Your body's like, hey, bedtime. This is, especially when you're very regimented, you
Mhm.
know, that's always been the thing. Michelle always jokes because, like, if I fall asleep on the couch, which happens a lot at night, at like the very end of the night, I'll, kind of get up and I'm like, it's time for bed. She's like, how the hell? It's always like 10:01, 10:03, 9:59, 10:20. Like it's never more than like a 30-minute
Mhm.
variation. And that's just because it's always so consistent. It's like
Yeah.
the weekends. Do you guys sleep until noon on the weekends? No, one, because you have stuff to do, but you couldn't even do it if you wanted to,
Right.
That's something
Right.
that really changed for me
right?
after getting more regimented this last year. I couldn't sleep, like you said. I couldn't sleep in if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
even
were
like an
talking about
hour.
this the other day because like before you'd stay up all night,
Yeah.
but now your job, forces you to have to be up at
hmm
6. I know that was a struggle for you before, but now you're just like
I'm awake.
naturally,
Yeah, like we were talking about like morning people, night people, like, like
yeah.
so someone said, "Oh, are you more of a morning person?" I was like, "I'm becoming one,"
Yeah.
for
How
The
sure.
long
night
did that take
person,
you, Eric?
Well, it always happens to me when I prep. Like every prep I'm like the most regulated. I'm asleep by 10, I'm up by like, 6 or earlier.
Yeah.
So I finished prep in December and I was kind of like I want to keep this going.
Mm.
I don't want this to stop. So it was probably like just in the last couple of months where I wasn't making an effort to do it anymore.
Mm.
So what would that be? 9 8 9 months maybe?
yeah,
Yeah.
man, that's a long time.
And it's not
Yeah,
like I was
people want to
miserable,
fix
it was
sleep.
just like I had to tell myself, hey, it's time to go to bed and set an alarm. It's time to wake up. But now, on the weekend, I don't set an alarm and I get up at the same time.
Yeah, it's not right. And that's like I said, and that's kind of we see that in the research too. I mean, we basically know that if you want a good circadian rhythm outside of like the light elements, consistent sleep and wake time is probably the number one thing you can do. And probably give yourself about an hour forward or back variance, right? Like if you
Plus or
can get
minus.
away with about an hour forward or back. You get much out of that. You start going to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning instead of 10 or instead of 11. Things are going to start getting thrown off. You think like time zones, right? Like an hour time zone, probably not going to be
Mhm.
too deleterious. You get like 2 3 hours, you get jet lag. It's 8 o'clock in California, and you're like, I got to go to bed,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's such easy stuff. I'm not going to say it's easy because it takes discipline to do it, and it takes for a lot of people that are busy, it takes prioritization and actually some kind of planning almost,
Mhm.
right? Coaches
Yeah,
are some of the
conscious effort.
worst at this, dude. Like self-employed people and coaches are some of the absolute worst at this shit
Oh,
because
that's why I was such a mess, especially I was doing music gigs, I
yeah,
was working in clubs, I'd sleep in, then I'd scramble, get some meals in, get to the gym, get to work, drink caffeine while I'm at work to try to stay awake, and then I'd be wired. then the sun's coming up and I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Like
Yeah.
our systems, each of us, we have like a regular sleep schedule where all of us could potentially be getting, at least 6 to 8 hours or more. I just think the modern world and people who especially work, doing shift work or they have very stressful jobs, like entrepreneurship, for example, you could, be flipping through your emails, at like 11 p.m. and you see something, you're like, oh my God, I have to deal with this, you know? Um, but it's like, we all have this natural pattern that we can link up to and we're good. But for the most part, everyone's just like, manually, taking control versus the system operating as it should. And by manual control, I mean using, caffeine products, extending your wake cycle, by more than an hour and you get that second wind and then you're off kilter, you're off cycle. And so you might go to bed at 1 a.m but you still automatically wake up at 6. But that's what happens to me if I stay up too late.
Yeah.
I'll still get up around 6 or 7.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's got to
My
be a genetic thing because if I go to bed late, I will sleep
oh, I
later.
won't.
But I
Yeah.
know people, yeah, like you, who it's the wake up time is the wake up
Yeah.
time,
Like
regardless.
my key is like
Yeah.
9:30, 10 o'clock. If I can be in bed by 9:30 and do a little bit of reading until like 10:15, lights out before 10:30, that's perfect. Then I sleep until like 6:45 and I'm awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
What
that's
about what
such
about naps? You guys nappers?
hmm. So, you know, I
No,
did
oh, no.
I did like some digging on naps a long time ago,
Yeah.
and there's a point of diminishing return with naps, kind of like how long is the nap,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
What'd you find?
There was the one study I saw, so I tested this theory. I was like, okay, how true is this?
Yeah.
It showed even 7 minutes had a pretty noticeable cognitive boost. Now
Well,
you
good
weren't
cat
getting
nap.
into any type of like REM sleep or deep sleep at that point, so it's not like muscle restorative or body restorative. But as far as cognitive boost, it was very short period of time. So no, normally no. But I've had times where if I sneak in one, I mean, I'll just set my alarm. Like if I know I'm gonna fall asleep like immediately, if I just set it for 10 minutes, that'll keep me going.
Wow, that's a really, really short nap
But I can't do longer. One
Yeah.
of just my O's like I'm just too OCD to
to do
sleep
it.
for longer. Like I got
Yeah.
shit to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a
Oh yeah. No, I
difference
don't.
though, like at least for me with taking naps. Like sometimes if I'm really, really bored, I'll take a nap when I'm not even tired. But sometimes it's like when you're really, really tired, like you could fall asleep driving tired. I can do what Austin does. Like there have been times where like before this podcast, I've taken a quick like 7 to 10 minute nap. I lay down, I'm like gone. And
Yeah.
I set an
Instant.
alarm. I wake up and I have 2 minutes to like, rub my eyes and then come on here and get on the podcast.
Yeah. So it doesn't take a lot, right?
No.
Like if you actually need it, then you can get away with it. It's kind of like what your parents used to say when you're young. It's like, don't, can't sleep all day. It'll ruin your sleep, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
taking long naps is kind of like eating dessert before dinner.
That's what I thought you were gonna say. Yeah. You can ruin your
Yeah.
appetite.
I've heard
You
Yeah.
that
know.
too.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
but I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with them if that's something that you're able to do. Some people maybe it makes sense from a schedule perspective, like for whatever reason they can only get 6 hours of sleep every night or 5 hours of sleep or something like that.
Then catching up a little bit during the week with a nap
I have shift
could make
workers
sense.
do it, but it's
Yeah.
like only for like 20, 30 minutes. They're like not super long naps. I think they showed anything after 20 or 30 minutes kind of is useless or whatever.
Starts well you start getting into like full sleep cycles, and then you're risking kind of screwing up your nighttime sleep pattern. So yeah. But I think that again, consistent sleep wake times, maybe blue light blocking if you're feel inclined to do so. I always tell people, I think those are kind of the main tenets. Try to do something that's not super stimulatory right before, right before bedtime. It could be whatever. I think people complicate way too much because they think it has to be like a something specific like journaling or meditating. I'm like, no, it could be anything. If like read a book, if you want to watch, for me, sometimes it's like put something mindless on TV and I'm gonna fall asleep anyhow.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh
So
yeah.
it doesn't have to be anything super specific necessarily. Like don't play Call of Duty before like right before you go to sleep, probably.
Yeah.
I put a lot of my clients on ZMA before bed. I feel like that's a pretty solid staple for everybody. You guys have any go-to sleep supplements, like staple supplements? If you know.
Uh, for me, what I like to do is actually like to start dosing adaptogens like earlier in the afternoon if they have a very dysregulated pattern. So I might even start around like noontime if they're really, really dysregulated. I might start doing some ashwagandha, L-theanine, and start pulsing it in the afternoon into about 7:10 p.m. and then use like a melatonin, switch off to melatonin then if it's well tolerated. And that really calms that cortisol curve down, especially if they've been dysregulated for a very, very long time. Um, but like going back to what I was saying about the momentum and sleep being like kind of the grand finale, you really want to get sunlight exposure in the morning if possible. And then stick to, certain meal times because your insulin secretion, your digestion and all that stuff is tied to your sleep, so are your bowel movements as well. All that gets dysregulated when you travel and switch time zones. So all those things are linked. But those are things that I would start with.
Hmm.
Do you ever have you ever recommended using like light boxes like happy lights?
Yeah,
You ever
yeah,
those?
I have.
Yeah. So I have one. I can, if anyone's interested, if you're like not familiar with these, you see mine was on there actually. It's part of light. It's like
Mm,
basically that about that big.
yeah,
What
My
does that
blur's
do?
on, so you guys see my screen, but
yeah,
fairly small. It's kind of like the size of like an iPad,
yeah.
you know? You can get bigger ones. Um, so I'll use this in the morning. Again, not all the time, but I'll use it in the morning, maybe like early afternoon.
Yeah.
Think and it's giving you some simulation of sunlight if you're not able to get sunlight. But think about it, if you sit in a dark room versus sit in a light room, like you know, you're probably
Yeah.
going to be tired in a dark room, especially if you're already tired,
Yeah.
right? So that I find kind of helpful, but ideally getting real actual sunlight, would be ideal,
Hmm.
especially in the morning hours.
Yeah.
Is that one of the light boxes that gives you vitamin D, or is
So
it?
the box, this is Happy Light brand. There's also Veralux brand. There's a bunch of different ones. It's just supposed to simulate, it's basically simulating similar rays as the sun.
Cool.
The
Because I
bulbs
know
that they
there's
use.
some that exist that actually
Yeah,
In
can
theory,
actually
it's supposed
absorb
to help with
vitamin
like
D from.
vitamin D.
theoretically.
Yeah.
Oh,
Theoretically.
you don't believe it?
I don't know, dude.
It's
I
hard
mean,
for me to know. I don't have
Yeah.
enough data to be like, I don't have any side by side measurements to really know.
Yeah, I haven't done a deep dive on it, but I guess I've heard people say that they saw a difference in their blood levels, but I'm just taking
I mean,
that
I
at
could,
face value.
possible.
yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of it. Like, I mean, that's basically my routine
It's a good
is
routine.
those things. I mean, the supplement thing's funny because I do think that supplements can help, but they're probably lower on the totem pole just
Yeah.
because if your sleep is really, really dysregulated, it's going to be minimally impactful,
Mm.
you know. But a lot of people have a lot of similar things in common, like they're probably magnesium deficient, they may be zinc deficient. You think about stuff that
Mhm.
actually induces sleep.
Hmm.
So learn how to read blood work, right? Look for nutrient deficiencies first. That's like magnesium, for example. If you're magnesium deficient and you require a very high dose, you could take it any time of the day and it's probably still going to help with sleep because
Yeah.
it's raising the availability of it in your body.
Mhm.
Like I know Trey, you've had some folks like this with some of these really high doses of magnesium, and like I have people that take 1,000 milligrams a day. We don't take it all before bed. When we get into those really high dosages, I spread it out.
Mm.
through the day, and they still get the benefit of it, you know, and it doesn't upset their GI tract that way. So you're not taking like a gram of magnesium before you go to bed. But
Yeah.
yeah, nutrient deficiencies, and then yes, anything that probably acts on GABA receptors is probably going to be helpful. Theanine,
Hmm.
straight GABA supplements.
I love GABA before
Yeah.
bed. Yeah, it's
Do
great.
you like the tingle? Do you like the
Oh,
flush?
oh my
I
God.
love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I'll take like
I
5
enjoy it.
grams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll just lay there and be like, oh, here it comes, and just drift away to sleep,
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
tried that. GABA, straight GABA,
No,
like
never.
tincture.
Yeah. Yeah. If you
Okay.
guys correct me if I'm wrong, but what I understand is that it actually acts on the same receptors as like a Xanax would
Well,
in your
because
brain.
benzos are GABAergics, so they work on
Yeah.
yeah. You got to take a high dose. If you take a high enough dose, you will get a flush
Yeah.
from
It's
it.
like 2 to 5 grams, I think, is
You'll
like.
get a flush.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, like GABA, L-theanine, L-theanine's good. You don't get the flush from that, obviously. Some people do good with anything that raises serotonin, like precursors to something, 5-HTP. Some people don't, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
you go too high with serotonin, it'll keep you awake, right? Think
Ah.
about, well, here's a great example. Think about something like um what I'm looking for, like psilocybin, like mushrooms and stuff, and
Mm.
they blast serotonin through the roof, but you get sleeping on that shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not for,
No. Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Interesting.
but they're not stimulatory, you're not like super stimulated, you just can't sleep,
Yeah.
right? So serotonin can be kind of tricky, but I feel like most people usually relax with serotonin. They use, SSRIs and things for anti-anxiety medications a lot.
Yeah.
Supplementing, you should kind of figure out what it is that you struggle with sleep wise. Is it staying asleep? Is it falling asleep? Because those could suggest different needs.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think cutting out caffeine, if we're talking about, supplements or substances, I think, for me, if I'm drinking coffee or even like a diet soda or something, past, 3, 4 p.m., that's gonna affect my sleep.
Yep.
Yeah. 4 p.m. is my cutoff time.
Yeah.
I can't do past 4.
Yeah. What's the
Yeah.
half-life on caffeine? Do you guys remember? I don't remember.
6 to 8 hours,
It's
right?
long.
Yeah.
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 I think
Well, I'll usually
yeah,
say 12, like 12 p.m.s, 12 or 1.
Your
Yeah.
cutoff is 12 or 1?
For clients, I don't use caffeine. I get panic attacks when I use
Oh,
it. So I
wow.
don't
Okay.
Oh,
mess.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if
Damn.
I have clients, I'll say, hey, just cut your caffeine off between 12 and 1, maybe 2 at the
Yeah.
absolute latest.
Yeah.
Take 2 days a week off of it. Blue light blocking glasses. I mean, Raw Optics is a good one. I think Bond Charge is another one. I can't remember what company they bought out. They're a US based one.
Sure.
But
Blackout
Austin,
blind.
oh, sorry, Trey, go
Yeah.
ahead.
You're good. No, you're good.
Oh, Austin, what you were saying about all the nutrient deficiencies, though, that may be preventing sleep. I think you guys might all agree with me that, like, when I'm trying to troubleshoot some sort of like a gut issue or a heavy periods issue, bloating, inflammation, whatever, I'm always trying to tackle sleep first.
Yeah.
Because if you can't sleep, you're not going to be able to lose fat. You're not going to be able to flush water out of the system. You're not going to be able to have regular bowel movement. So sleep is like the foundation of everything. Our bodies detox, right? That magic word, detox. It recovers, it builds when you're sleeping,
there's
So
a there's a
autophagy
threshold.
happens when
Yeah,
you're sleeping.
it does. You're right.
It
And
does.
when you're not eating, also when you're
Yeah,
when you're
yeah, because
not
you're not eating, you're
resetting.
fasting,
Right.
right? Yeah. So sleep.
It's like such a hard thing to quantify, but there's like a threshold where stress and sleep are, no matter what else you do, will inhibit you from getting results. Everyone's threshold is a little bit different. Like, I think you shouldn't look at that as an absolute thing, because we know a lot of people that are a little bit quote unquote dysregulated that still get their cycles back, that still get lean for shows, like we know that. But I do truly feel that there's probably a level of sleep dysregulation and a level of stress where it doesn't matter what you do.
Mhm.
with supplements. It doesn't matter what you do with anything else. Like, you will only get results up to here. You will never get past that, right? Until you fix those things. You know,
That's true. Yeah.
it's like I'm doing everything right, except,
Except, yeah.
except it's like,
No, sleep is underrated.
stress is
I
too
think a
high.
lot of people don't realize what an important tool it can be for a lot of things.
Just look at blood glucose, man. Look at glucose levels, look at resting heart rates, look at HRVs. I mean, you don't have to use that stuff to know it's important, but man, you see enough data. Yeah, just think of a client, and we have so much research. I mean, one night of sleep deprivation shows differences in insulin resistance. I mean, that's
Oh, yeah.
one night. Is that going to give you diabetes? No. Is it going to reverse the next day? Yes. But chronically, you know, like, why do we have people? Why do you sometimes get general population people that come in that are really overweight that they're not insulin resistant? And they're doing, because some of the others, like, their routines are okay. They're not super high stress people. And you're like, well, your glucose is 95. It's not great, but that's not bad. But then you get people that are leaner, and exercise a bunch, and it's, 105. Their triglycerides are elevated. Like, what? Why? Because of stress and sleep.
It's a good
Right.
point. That's a
You
really good
know,
point.
there's something driving it, and it's mainly just hepatic glucose release from stress. And
Mhm.
when you're not sleeping, I mean, you have to have a way to maintain energy, right? Which is adrenaline, epinephrine, and cortisol.
Mhm.
And that works for a while, right? But then eventually you'll be burnt out at some point. Um, do you guys ever notice this? I wanted to ask this too. Do you guys ever notice that people are chronically underslept and they're chronically stressed? That once you start one, if you can break through to them and get that stress down and like get them training less, that they actually initially feel more tired because now they're
Yeah.
now they're like feeling what they
They just,
actually were feeling. It was
yeah,
just masked, right?
by the adrenaline and
It was
everything.
just masked by all the epinephrine before.
Whoa.
It's a weird phenomenon where, like, well, coach, I feel more tired. It's like, okay, this is where you were at the whole time. You just didn't realize it,
Yeah.
right? It's a weird, yeah, kind of a weird
Yeah.
phenomenon.
They can finally rest now. They're not being, chased. They're not in that fight or fight. But you
Yeah.
have to stay up.
It's such an interesting thing when that happens. That, okay, so now this is the true, it's like right after shows. And
Yes.
the first week after shows, everyone's excited and they're ready to do the next thing. And I always tell them, let's talk in 2 weeks. We're going to keep working together, obviously, but let's like talk about your goals more in 2 weeks
Mhm.
once that adrenaline falls and you actually feel the way that you really feel, which is not great.
Dude, yeah. Yeah.
You're just
Post-show
excited,
tiredness. Oh my God. Yeah. I'll fall asleep everywhere.
crushing,
Mm-hmm.
crushing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's not a conscious I'm going to sleep. It's like I'll wake up like, oh, oh, I passed out, you know?
Yeah, just completely cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's fun. I remember when you told me you got the narcolepsy diagnosis, Trey. I remember that too, actually. Didn't they
Yeah.
give you, they just gave you modafinil.
Yeah, and then I
Oh,
just
I was
sold
gonna
it.
ask about. I've
Yeah,
taken
I
that
just sold it to
before,
everybody. Yeah, I just was selling it for money because I wasn't gonna take it. It made me miserable.
dude. I've used that on prep before to like get through hard
Oh, dude, I
days.
felt
Yeah.
worse. Like it was making me more tired. Like
Isn't this
Really,
something
I
they
was
give to
like
like
having,
airline pilots to like stay awake?
yeah, like I
third
was having
shift
like,
and narcolepsy. Yeah.
yeah, like I was having blackout spells. Like I remember one of them, I blacked out trying to go down the stairs to go to work, and I had passed out going down the stairs
Oof.
and woke up. And so I can't take it. So I just sold it to everybody until I ran out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's those blue light blocking glasses. It's make the room super cold. We
Yeah.
have full blackout in our entire room. All of our lights, we have red light bulbs for everything. And
Mm-hmm.
then at least when I'm working, I'll turn off all my bright lights and turn on the red light here. And and then in terms of supplements, I mean, I'll tell people chamomile tea or passion flower tea with honey and salt. That's good with at least blood glucose. You get some apigenin in there that can help with sleep. Um, but like what Austin said, the theanine is great. the magnesium. I have some people, at least like with me, I can't take magnesium before bed. It keeps me up all night.
Hmm.
I get little to no sleep. So I have some that I'll put it earlier in the day. Passion flower is another one that will help with like GABA in the brain. Um,
Kava's
I
good
think
too.
that's it. I mean, but benzos work great. That's what always worked
It's,
well for me
well,
was
yeah, that's the
benzos. But
best.
now I don't do that. So that's kind of what I do. The other thing I have to do is I have to listen to a podcast to go to sleep. Otherwise, I am like ruminating in my head all
Oh,
night. So I have,
like ASMR. That's like ASMR for you,
yeah.
basically.
So I just turn on Ed Milet and I have it go all night and I'll wake up to start my day. If I don't have that, I get no sleep. So I constantly just have the headphones in all night.
Trey,
Yeah.
you don't listen to our podcasts?
It's popped on. There's been a few that have popped on because I just turn on shuffle, but
That'll put you to sleep.
Yeah,
right.
no shit.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
when
that's
when
funny.
when would you fall asleep, Trey? Like drive in or something, or just like
Yeah, so I wrecked when I was 17 driving. Um,
okay.
hit a tree,
I
fell
know that's
asleep.
a. Oh, sorry to hear that. Jesus,
Yeah,
I know
no,
that's a common one, right?
yeah, I would fall
Yeah.
asleep. It was me. I would fall asleep either driving or even standing up. I know when I worked at the hospital, I'd fall asleep training clients. So I just have to
Really?
be going all
Whoa.
the time. But it was like my wife has videos of me like mid conversation just passing out and just
Holy.
randomly start talking. Um,
Jeez.
but as long as I keep that body weight under control, it keeps the sleep apnea under control and then the narcolepsy is under control.
That's good. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Reminds me of the movie Deuce Bigelow, the first one with
Right.
Rob Schneider, where he goes out,
That's a
he's a
good movie.
gigolo, and he goes out with the chick with narcolepsy,
Right.
takes her home after the date, locks the door, and then he hears her fall down the stairs and he can't get to her. Classic.
Oh my God.
Oh shit. Yeah, the falling asleep driving thing. I totaled a car at 18 years old. I fell asleep driving, hit a tree.
Oh, you too?
Yeah.
Same. I
Jeez.
don't know that I have narcolepsy. I might.
Because I mean, I feel I mean, the sleep apnea definitely makes me tired. So, and that's when I feel it the most is I really don't do a long car drive, or a car trip without a big coffee, because I will just start to drift. I've had to pull over before and like just wait till I came back to life.
Yeah.
No.
We
I'd have
don't
to
work
drive
a
with
good
like the
job for it
windows
then.
down and
What's that?
everything.
Yeah, keep the windows down. We don't work the best job for
Windows.
it then because we all
No.
just sit here and we
Yeah.
we just sit for hours on end
Yeah, yeah,
in quietness.
yeah. That's
But
not so bad though.
Yeah.
cool. I know Jeff, you have to dip
I
out.
gotta jump off. I got a call that starts now, but I can be like, maybe like 2 minutes late.
Oh, okay, yep, cool.
But yeah, this was a good one. You guys
Yeah, yeah.
want to announce anything coming up before we
Youth
end it?
workshop. Yes, no. Is that still going to be a thing?
We should, yeah, we should definitely plan that. We already pick a date?
You picked a day. I just didn't you haven't announced anything, so I didn't know if it was like set. You originally had said that you were going to do
November
it
23rd.
23rd.
on the
Yeah.
23rd of November.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm still good with that. The 23rd of November at 5 p.m. If you guys are.
I mean, yeah, I have it in my calendar, so I don't
Okay.
see why not.
Yeah, I'll make a post about it probably tomorrow, and I'll get on the stories. I'll tag you guys so we can start getting the word out. And then this one will be free.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
that's probably the most immediate thing. I don't.
Yeah.
I have
feel
a
like
presentation if you want to pay for the year to go watch it, but
you do.
yeah, the
Right.
peptide
Yeah,
presentation.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember when that is. I need to post about it, but it's
You
for
should.
God Honest Truth, GHD Academy. It's not gonna be the mitochondria bullshit. It's gonna be what we would actually use. So like
Yeah.
TB500, TA1,
Some healing
BBC.
peptides. Cool.
Oh, it's a peptide thing?
Yeah, but it's only from the clinical aspect. I really don't want to go the deep dive of what we're seeing on the internet. It's like one of those things. It's like tier 3 or 4 if you absolutely need it. But I'm
Yeah.
still gonna be talking mainly about the basics, but show them how you can use it versus what we're seeing being spread about. I think it's I don't know, November something. I think it's November 12th. So I'll post it probably this week. So if
Cool.
anyone wants to join with that, they can. Yeah.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right,
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks,
I
guys.
have to jump off. I will get this up for you, Austin, and post the audio probably tonight.
All right. Sounds
Right.
good, fellas.
Okay.
Cool. Good one.
Talk
See
to
you
y'all
guys.
soon.
All right. See ya.
Later.
Bye.
Later.